Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Stick or Bomb podcast, the show where we select a number of games and pick them out of uh, go and play those games and then decide if they stick uh, or if they bomb. With me, as always, we have Valerie and Chris, also known as Brits. Um, and we were fully intending to speak about the three games that we had selected for this most recent sticker bomb selection. However, um, the month of June, also known as not E3, but actually pretty much E3, it has come upon us, and so we have a bunch of new games to talk about instead. New games that we saw through the week and the weekend, um, that were announced in succession, starting on June 4th, which was Sony's State of Play. Gentlemen, before we get into this, though, um, how are the both of you guys? How you doing there, Val? What's going on with Val?
Doing good. Nothing really new. Just playing games and having fun. It's about all it is, right? Work and play.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. How about you, Chris?
Oh, you know me, about the same, playing some good stuff. A lot of good stuff has come out recently, been playing a lot of Night Rain. It's quite enjoyable, but just enjoying the summer months, It's warm weather, can't really complain too much.
Hell yeah. As for me, I'm one of the crazy people that camped out for a Switch 2, and I got a Switch 2, so I'm a happy man, happy camper. It
How are you finding
is,
that?
it's awesome.
You
I,
enjoying it?
I really like it. Yeah. It improves all the things that I wanted improved from the original Switch. Um, Even if it is sort of lacking in power in some areas, I think it makes up for that with the delectable Nintendo first party titles. Mario Kart is awesome. It is. It
Yeah.
is. They they go some places with this Mario Kart. Mario Kart World. They add some new races. You got your full open world map. You got a new game type in the sort of knockout race where people are getting eliminated. Four people get eliminated after each sort of segment of the race, and that's been really cool. I've been really enjoying that. I've also been playing Animal Crossing. Decided, hey, you know what? New Switch. I'm going to start a fresh Animal Crossing save. Um, and so that's been kind of fun. I'm on
Yeah.
day 2 of Animal Crossing. Uh,
Any noticeable improvement with it? Is it like better frames and anything like that?
it definitely
It,
looks a little crisper. Animal Crossing. I don't think they really did anything to. I don't think it was one of the games that they improved, so to speak. I do have Zelda, um, the newer one, Tears of the Kingdom. I have that installed. I have not got, dug into that yet, but uh, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get Hitman on the Switch and see how that is, and that's been pretty solid. The biggest problem I have with Hitman is a problem that I have with Hitman on all other platforms that Hitman exists on, and that's that you have to be online all the time for anything to fucking count. It is the worst, dude.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's
the
a problem.
nature of a handheld console mm, doesn't necessarily make that easy at all times.
No,
So
no, it does
that's the
not.
one thing I would say about Hitman is that, like, as long as it's online, it's great, and it runs surprisingly well on the Switch. I only had a couple spots where I was like, "Oh, this is hitchy." Although,
Which is crazy. Brand new
oh,
system. The
yeah,
game's been out for years.
I mean, new Hitman 3 was designed for the like next gen, like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Um, I will say,
Yeah.
with like the fresh coat of paint on it, it looks. They spec it down in a way that like you can tell that it's spec down slightly, but it looks nice and it run like I said, I only had like one or two spots where it hitched, and it was because like there I had disconnected it from the online, and it decided, oh man, I hate this. I hate not being online. So it is what it is. But I am enjoying the Switch 2 so far, and the one other game that I got on it was that I wanted to just shout out really quickly is I don't even remember what it's called. Welcome Tour. Hold on, let me see.
Oh no, you bought that?
Yeah, I gave him money for that. I needed to see what it looked like. It was
Boo.
research for the podcast. I needed to know. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah. I said, you know
Man,
what? I'll spend
shocked, I
ten
tell you.
dollars for science, but yeah, Switch to Welcome Tour. Would not recommend
Well,
people. I would say that is bomb. It does show off the features of the console in a way that I think falls flat compared to say Astro's Playroom. Where it really like Astro's Playroom showed all the new features of the PS5 in a way that I thought felt good. Whereas this shows all the features of the Nintendo Switch 2 in a way that feels fucking obnoxious. Like they tell you about the one of the very first things that you do is you go to this little information kiosk that's on one of the Joy Cons because you're walking around the console is the whole concept, and they quiz you. They give you information on the Rumble technology that they have in the controllers, which is actually kind of cool. But then they're like, here we're gonna give you three or four slides of information, and we're gonna tell you about this, and then here's the next part of this game. We're gonna quiz you. What about
quiz hot
it's
shot.
like it's like taking a training for fucking work, dude. It's crazy. Like it seems insane in a way that I like whoever came up with this, whoever was like, we should charge money for this, maniac. Whoever like that person needs to be examined in a psychological way. They need to find that person and
Didn't
really.
Astros like show you like it presented like the haptic feedback and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that?
Yeah.
Like the
What
Switch
through
doesn't have any of that
gameplay?
though, does
Through
it?
gameplay, they did that. But the Switch does have they have the big thing with their Rumble technology is it's built into the back of the controller now, and so you feel it all the way through the controller, which it does feel like better than the Switch One, but I still think the PlayStation 5 controller has the best Rumble tech out of anything I've come across.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of other stuff. The Pro controller feels awesome. I really like the Switch 2 Pro controller, especially with the little paddles on the back. I don't know about the positioning on the back triggers yet. I haven't really
It's
had it
more
had a chance to play around with it.
the grip, right? It's like more like recessed on the grip. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
like
like
built
out, right?
into the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's
Not a
almost like
paddle,
it's
it's a
part of the
button.
controller itself. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that I got one. I'm glad that I think it was. I'm happy. I'm not disappointed that I spent the time in line at Best Buy to buy one of these fucking things. So that's where I'm at. I'm excited to play Donkey Kong. There need to be more games for it. Abysmal launch lineup, I would say. Like, the reason I ended up buying Hitman is because that was the only other game that I was like, you know what? I'd like to play this game on here. Cyberpunk I considered, but I was like, I'll play Cyberpunk on the PC. That seems like,
Yeah, that's the optimal way to play
yeah,
it.
that seems.
Was
Kinda,
there stock issues in your area for the Switch 2? Because I know out here we had the Costco near us had 33 Switches at the end of the day
well,
on
so
launch day still.
that's interesting. So I had called Best Buy and it went to like their corporate went to their corporate like pickup service. So I didn't get somebody that was at the store, and I was like, what can you tell me? Are they gonna have a midnight? What can I do to get one of these things? And the person there was like, yeah, they are gonna have a midnight, and they just gave me their stock numbers. They were just like, they have 36 of the regular ones and 88 of the bundles. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And so I was like, does that include pre-orders? And apparently it did. And I mean, I don't think if I went to that same location the next day, I don't think they would have had stock. It like the line, I was number 8 in line out of like 70 people at the end of the night, and that was the non-pre-order line. There was a separate line for pre-orders. I don't know how many people were in that one.
I
There,
noticed like you said that you got like a little ticket for that you are guaranteed one. Do you see like did everybody in line end up getting one then, or like did
uh,
people end up leaving?
No, so like most people who like they gave out tickets at 11, and so the people who were in line were like, I'm not going to give up my spot in line and have to wait longer to get this thing, because the people toward the end of the line, they took people in 2 by 2. So I imagine those people were there until like 2 o'clock in the morning, if I had to guess.
Oof. Oof.
I was in and out by 12:20, so I was pretty happy with that aspect. Um, yeah. I mean, it felt nostalgic. The last time I camped out for a console was the Wii, so I guess it's kind of appropriate. There's another Nintendo console, 20 years or so later.
I heard they did a great job for stock quantities though. Like from what I've heard, there's been really no issues. Like to the point where like scalpers are basically SOL. Like they're returning product because
Yeah,
they know they can't sell it.
yeah. I would love to see them like get burned in a way where they're like, nope,
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
you can't return this. But it'll like it
Like
won't
toilet
happen.
paper during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
for
'em.
real.
Yeah, I think, uh, I think what retailers should do, and I saw a couple retailers doing this, was um, put your sales up for in store customers who are going to get it delivered to their house from that local store, or who are going to pick it up in store the day it comes out, and then offer online orders to people the next day, the 6th or whatever it would have been for the Switch. I think opening it up to people that actually are going to go in and buy the stuff and want it is the way to play that. Or do what Nintendo did, albeit I didn't get one through Nintendo, but at least it's a way to make sure people who are actually going to play the stuff are buying, the ones that are getting them.
I have real doubts that that anybody got an invite from Nintendo.
Yeah,
I have
I'm wondering if that
very
was
real
like
doubts.
if they just fumbled the shit out of that and nobody got it.
No, from what I understand, the people who got the non-bundle versions were a lot better served by that than the people who got bundle versions. I imagine a lot more people probably wanted the bundle, so it was a tougher lottery to get into.
Well,
But
it's
like
funny.
there,
It's Nintendo,
I
right?
was looking at Reddit for like a while on that because I wanted one, and there were people that got them. It was just so few and far between.
So it blows my mind that Nintendo couldn't just be like, oh, well, we have 100,000 people who want to buy the bundle and like 5,000 people want to buy the non-bundle. Why don't
Hmm.
we just pack a code in and just charge them for the bundle price? It's not like they're
Just
giving you a
staple the
physical
game to the
cartridge.
console.
Yeah,
There's no physical game. It's just a code. Like you can't give them another code. Can't print one. Put it in an envelope. Send it to me.
yeah,
I
it's
don't need the
wild.
box to
It's
stay
wild.
with the bundle.
Yeah, this was the first time I didn't have like the GameStop in because I worked at GameStop for so long and I knew all these guys from GameStop, but all GameStops are closing down, so I didn't have any hookups to get like a pre-order in there, and
Yeah.
it was a little scary. Honestly, it's wild when you can't get a pre-order for something you're very interested in. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, I digress. Let's talk about what happened through this week and the weekend. The Summer Games Fest and PlayStation Showcase, and all of it in its entirety. Let's, I guess, start with the Sony State of Play. Did both of you guys have a chance to dig into this?
I did. Question before we get going. Is anybody else noticing a lag on the broadcast, the capture?
I think it
Uh,
might just be OBS freaking
it
out,
might,
but
yeah, it
yes, I
might just be
did
an
as well.
OBS thing.
Okay. I don't know if it's gonna affect the quality overall. I just want to point it
Nah,
out.
it's probably
One of
because
those.
I'm streaming OBS to Discord. I'm sure it's probably fine.
Okay.
Um,
Just making sure.
yeah,
But back to the
it'll
topic at hand.
it'll look good in post. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. PlayStation came out, first before the other big broadcasts and showed a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot more than I was expecting from them.
I was surprised they waited so long to announce their thing. They were just like, you know what, week of we're coming out before Summer Games Fest. Here you go.
But they always
Like,
do this with the state of plays. They're like, you don't know it's coming until like the Tuesday before it's about to happen. So it happens on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, this week state of play. Just keep an eye out.
yeah, I mean, whatever. They could
Yeah,
they could do what they want. They're Sony.
yeah.
So well, I mean, they announced a bunch of stuff. I thought their presentation was pretty good. Better than I expected. I'd give it a solid like B plus probably. I think. What did we like as far as Sony's state of play was concerned? Let's start with you, Val, since you don't have a PS5, right? You're PC man. So what what did you find interesting?
That's correct. So I didn't watch the whole presentation, but I watched most of the trailers. There was the stuff that it looks good to me. It looks very good, but there was a lot that I'm like, eh. There's a lot that aren't games that I want to play. Like, I mean, looking through our list right now, I would say out of the ones that aren't like, most of them are I want to see this game, but I don't know if I'm gonna sit and play this game. Like, even like 007, like it looks great, fantastic game, just not a game for me.
Sure.
It's like Indiana Jones, like it looks beautiful, it plays great. It's just not my
Not
type
your
of
style.
game. Like I want to know the story. Like I'll watch a stream of it. I'll watch a recap of it. But I'm not gonna sit down and play it. And I felt like a lot of the games were like that. Romeo's a Dead Man looks great, but it's not something I'm gonna sit and play.
Sure.
Um, Metal Gear Solid, Neo, and then the various VR games in the entire Summer Game Fest. Not only the PlayStation ones that look like I mean, they look like VR games.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the VR kind of is limited to its its thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Um, don't worry about Bond. I'll be streaming the shit out of Bond. I could tell you that.
Yeah,
That game
I'll be
looks
playing that
awesome.
hard.
I'm very excited for
Which,
that. That looks like
which is great
my
because
kind of
I'm
video game. Um,
yeah. Sea of Remnants was probably the game I was most
Yeah,
intrigued by in the PlayStation, the state of play. It looks fun.
I'm kind of there with you. Sea of Remnants looks wild. Let me zip forward
Same.
to that here and there. And our thing, you guys continue speaking.
yeah. There was some interesting things in here. I didn't expect a new Thief game, let alone a VR one.
Yeah, that
And
was
I'm not
kinda
gonna
weird.
lie to you, that actually that may be the game that sells me on a PSVR 2. That I was very surprised at how that looked. I want to hear, more about it. I want to get some like feedback on it before I play it or buy it with that investment, but that looks really neat.
Do we know?
Tides of Tomorrow,
Is it exclusive to PSVR? Do we know?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it might be.
Okay.
Uh,
As I say,
it,
I'll
it,
play
I'm,
it on Oculus if it comes out there. I'm sure it might be like a
I
year
mean,
later it comes out on Oculus. Honestly, it's probably more
yeah,
like
I'm
It
willing to
says
be wrong.
it's MetaQuest 2 and
Oh,
Windows.
or well, yeah, MetaQuest. That's
okay,
I
there you
still
go.
Yeah.
call it
Yep.
Oculus because I can't get the octopus raft out of my head, man.
Yeah, the Sea of Remnants that looks amazing. Like, it looks like a more fun Sea of Thieves and a better Skull and Bones.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for this like crustacean with the gold shooting off the back of them and stuff. Like, they're
Yeah,
definitely showing some cool looking stuff, and it looks pretty early too. So I'm excited to see like
where they go with it.
where they go with it. They also look
Yeah,
like parts of it look like RPG sort of mechanics. It's kind of weird in some
yeah, like there's
areas, but
a turn-based battle system kind of thing going on
yeah, I
there.
don't know. I wonder how that will play out. It looks neat though.
Well,
I'm excited.
the big question that they didn't answer was, is this a multiplayer game? I mean, I would guess by here at the end of the trailer that this portion where the other pirates here hanging out, that it is a multiplayer game, but it could very well just be a single player RPG for all we
Yeah.
know.
It's labeled MMO on Steam.
MMO.
What?
Okay.
All right.
Single
That's
player MMO online co-op. So it's probably like
I think people just slapped some tags on there and just were like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That's like
sure,
three
yeah.
different genres. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it can't be all three of those
But
things. It can't be.
it's likely online with maybe like some sort of matchmaking, right? Where you can jump in by
Okay.
yourself or you
It's
jump
more
in with a squad, or that's probably what it is. Kind of like Sea of Thieves is now, right?
Mhm.
There's other
Yeah.
people within the world, but you can jump in with a squad or jump into a squad.
Yeah.
Um,
sure.
that's what I would guess. But we will see.
Yeah. So beyond that, I thought Tides of Tomorrow, that was pretty fascinating. I want to see more about
All the
that.
sea
I
games
like that a
looking
lot.
nice, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like this looks great. That's
Mhm.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm with you. That looks awesome.
I think the thing that surprised me most, honestly, I mean, even though I knew it was coming at some point, was Neo 3. Like, I didn't expect that to be shown at the Sony conference. I
Yeah,
would have expected that maybe during Keeley's thing, but that was surprising. I know you guys. That's probably not exactly your jam. Val, I know for sure that's not your jam.
yeah.
Um,
I played the
but
first Neo and couldn't get into it. So I mean, for the right price, I would consider Neo 3. That's
yeah,
I don't know
I
that I
think
would pay $80 for it, which is what a lot of
I won't
games
pay $80
are
for it. I will not.
starting to adhere to. That's a whole other
Mhm.
conversation, though. That
Yeah,
will take time to get into if we were to do so.
sure.
Um, this looks
Final Fantasy
interesting
Tactics.
in that it has like this following other people's threads in a multiplayer, like it essentially ghost runs in this Tides of Tomorrow. Um,
Yeah, that's the
But
asynchronous multiplayer, right?
yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
neat.
it's interesting that the character choices are reflected in your run then. That was something interesting. I thought was like unique to this kind of genre. You know, you make a choice to be a good guy or a bad guy, and then the next person through has to follow whatever you did. Like right there, you know, it shows the guy getting pushed
Yeah.
in and he's all sick coming up to you. I think that could be the mechanic that I find the most compelling about this.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems neat, and I'm here for
Hmm.
like a water world ish game,
Yeah,
which is what this
yeah.
looks like. Not here for this last bit though, with the deep sea fucking fish. No, thank you.
Got a little
Absolutely.
thalassophobia on you. A little
Oh, I
thalassophobia.
would say a lot of thalassophobia. I don't do the deep water. Mario 64 water level makes me anxious. So, like, um, yeah, that's where I'm at on that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, there was some other interesting game. You know, that game, Baby Steps. That looks kind of wild. That's
Yeah, I
the
don't know that I would ever pay money for that game though. Like
no,
if it's
for
on
sure not.
PlayStation Plus, I will mess with it, but
That reminds me
I
of that
yeah.
Getting Over and like Only Up and stuff like that. You know, where it's just this one mechanic, and then they just hyper focus on it.
Mhm.
And here's what is this? This is
This is
Romeo is a Dead
Pragmata.
Man.
Or no, this is
yeah,
this is
Yeah,
Romeo's Dead Man.
yeah, this
that looks real good too.
Hmm.
any like as soon as I saw the guy with his face torn off here, I was like, this is gonna be a Suda game, isn't it? And then the guy just like eating his arm nonchalantly in the side. Um, and then
Yeah,
it cut to this art, and I was like, "Yep, it's a Suda game."
yeah,
Sure enough.
yeah. Had the same exact thought when it popped to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It looks like a Suda game. It looks wild in a way
sure.
that I can't comprehend until I actually play it. I feel like. I think the combat looks better than No More Heroes, which I hope
Yeah.
we evolve from. Um, the look
You know,
is neat.
before they announced the name of this, I thought for maybe a second it was a new Dead Rising, because it has that kind of look here in the combat,
Yeah,
and
I
with the
thought it was Dead
mall and
Rising
all
at
that stuff
first.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, wow,
or
they're going in a
I
really interesting direction.
not at first, but I thought it was that I could see it being Dead Rising. Like I was like, is it not a Suda game? Is it something else? But
Is it a suit across Capcom?
yeah, yeah, it looks neat.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll definitely give that a shot when it comes out. I mean, his games are a bit out there, and usually always fun. Well, not always fun, but usually fun. Couple moments in
yeah,
some of those games, you're just like, eh.
I
Um,
could not
what else was
believe
there?
the trailer for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Arc doing their thing, but like whew. I was not prepared for it to be as flashy as this and for me to actually like be excited about a Marvel fighting game. I'm not a Marvel versus Capcom guy. Um, but this looks snappy as hell.
Well, when the first kind of moment of the trailer, I honestly thought they were going to announce this as a new Marvel versus Capcom, or
Same exact thought.
I,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, Marvel versus Capcom, or just Marvel versus Marvel at first because they
yeah,
just kept piling Marvel people in. I was like, I haven't seen any Capcom yet. It can't be Marvel versus Capcom. But
and
yeah,
certainly
no,
now.
this looks so cool.
Yep. What else was there? Cairn looks really neat.
Is that the
Couple
climbing one?
couple
Is that
yeah,
yeah?
yeah, the roguelike climbing game. That was a kind of surprise. I think that was announced maybe last year at the Game Awards or sometime around then.
I don't see
Um,
that on here.
that's between Ninja Gaiden and Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Which, if I'm being honest, why? Why are we doing a Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Like, I enjoyed those games when they came out, but they're all very much a product of their era.
Yeah, I mean,
And go
I appreciate that they're doing right by it, where they're like putting in all the different versions. Like
Mhm.
they're the Japanese Mortal Kombat's and the American and the PAL Mortal Kombat's are all going to be in there. So
Yeah, the
uh,
Game Boy ones,
yeah,
the Super Nintendo, Genesis. Yeah, I mean, that is cool from a preservation standpoint.
yeah,
But like,
that's where I'm at. I don't need
it's
it.
going to be an expensive collection, I'm sure. And I'm just thinking, like, who is this for?
I
This
don't.
game looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll end up getting this game. I'll wait until it's on sale. Um,
Yeah,
it looks neat.
I
I definitely want to see
I,
some earlier reviews of it and stuff because
I want to see the price, and I want to know how long it is. Because if it's
sure.
like 50, $60, for a 6, 7 hour game, like that's not great. But it looks pretty rad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I think
old
it
school
looks
Ninja
neat.
Gaiden.
I'm always here for some Ninja Gaiden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
What are
think
we waiting for?
of.
Looking for the Cairn, or not? Yeah,
Yeah,
Cairn right here.
this is Karen. Um,
Yeah, I think this looks better than Jusant. If you played Jusant at all, that's the other climbing game that came out recently. Uh, Good game. Not knocking it at all. This just looks a little better in my opinion.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to climb to begin with. If this is just climbing, like, I don't know that I have any interest in it.
It looks to be like a run-based narrative, but like
Sure,
the main mechanic is climbing.
sure, kind of like Outer Wilds.
Sorry, what game? Outer what?
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, not no climbing really, but
sure. Yeah,
similar
but I
premise.
mean like
Yeah.
run base where you're like
Yeah,
learning things as you do it again and again. What do you think of the
yeah.
Silent Hill F trailer? That was
Oh boy.
interesting. I thought it was
You
Fatal
know,
Frame when I when I first saw it.
yeah, yeah. It had big Fatal Frame vibes, but we had seen Silent Hill F kind of announced already, so I knew what it was when I saw the protagonist there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Silent Hill has been in a perpetual state of like mediocrity for a long time, for many many entries. Silent Hill 2 remake is it's fun, it's good, but I mean it's still at its heart, it's Silent Hill 2, um, which arguably the best in the series. But the thing about it is the combat's always stiff and not really great, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But when there's boss fights like this one appears to have, that's gonna be a problem. Like if you're gonna force me into like tight claustrophobic boss fights, you'll see them come up here at some point. Um, I don't like that. Again, I'm just judging a book by its cover here. The combat could be a lot better than what I'm giving it, but it just looks stiff.
Yeah, I a horror game guy I ain't, but this looks disturbing in a
Same.
way that I'm like, okay, this is kind of creepy. This is kind of wild.
Yeah,
I I don't know
I mean
that
I'll
I
play it
would.
for
I
sure.
don't know that I would play it, but I would like watch somebody play it. I think.
Okay,
Yeah, that's kind
you
of
saw what I
like
meant there, right?
my favorite my favorite experience playing a horror game was Resident Evil 1 when it first came out, and like passing a controller around in a room of people and just like all being scared to shit by the crazy nonsense that was happening on screen. Um, that was the coolest. So I like if I could replicate that with any of these games, I think one coming up here in the Games Fest section
Yeah.
is more that than I think this would be, but um, I'm here
So,
for it if it's good. It does look kind of clunky. Now that you say this, like the combat looks very. I guess you're playing as a schoolgirl, so it's
it
not like
makes
you're
sense. It
it's not like
wouldn't
you're
be
a
a great
kung fu
fighter.
master or anything. But like, yeah, it does seem that way.
But speaking of that, like that vibe, that like Resident Evil 1 vibe, and even like Resident Evil 2, like the original PlayStation ones, we didn't have trailers like essentially spoiling some things. You saw that creepy scene where she's like walking up on that twisted mannequin, like with the blade in its back, and it's like clearly that thing is going to come alive, right? But if you
You could
experience,
get a picture previously.
sure, yeah, like so you see this video and like that's going to happen, and like when you get the game, you're going to get to that section, and you're not going to get that like that. Oh damn, I'm like this thing is going to come to life on me.
Yeah,
Resident Evil back then, you did like you got like the dog coming through the window in Spencer Manor in that hallway.
yeah, that scared the absolute piss out of me when
Jump,
that.
yeah, jump
Yeah,
right out of your
like
skin. First time a hunter shows up,
yeah,
like there's
what's the guy with the liquor? That guy, man.
oh yeah. The first time any of those things show up, they
Yeah,
like come out of nowhere on you.
yeah, yeah.
This
That
this
stuff
game,
is like endearing to me in a way that
Mhm.
I think that's like my favorite way to experience a horror game is just like everybody having a room full of people and everybody be scared when the crazy nonsense happens. I think that's why Until Dawn was so good, honestly.
yeah, that was
The
a good game.
yeah,
Had a lot of moments like that. That whole genre, like the dark picture anthology, um, the
yeah.
Quarry, those like
All their
decisions
games
have
are good. Yeah,
consequences. Yeah, I like those a lot.
this looks awesome. I'm here for more. Uh, Not Castlevania, Bloodstained. It's the same. It's
Yeah,
Castlevania.
you know,
But
I wanted this to be a new Castlevania so bad. I saw
yeah,
the trailer started and I was like, is this based around the time of like
yeah,
the Netflix show Nocturne, the new version of
sure.
Castlevania on there. But
Is
I'll take
it
more
this
Bloodstained.
the Castlevania guy makes Bloodstained, right? He left
Yeah,
not Capcom,
Igarashi, is that
Konami.
it?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to jump ahead, there's a alternate universe Castlevania game coming out.
Um,
What? There
well,
is?
actual Castlevania
Oh,
proper?
Nope. There's the what was it, Wanderberg or whatever?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, like that's basically what this is the
Oh,
Castlevania clone.
yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
Digimon story.
uh,
That's what we should leave off on. This is the most important announcement now.
I don't know, man. Digimon, like they've tried. How many times did they try to make?
This looks like a bad Digimon. I like Digimon games. I
Guys?
like some of them. This one does not look like a good one. I don't know
it's
why they're hyping the
it's
shit
got
out
to
of
be
it.
popular somewhere.
Yeah. This looks like Persona crossed with Digimon. Like that's what, like kind of what they're going for, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Sure. Is this gonna have timestamps? Give me timestamps. Come on. I don't think it is gonna have timestamps. Oh man, that's brutal. Okay, we're just gonna see if we can find a different one, I guess. No, I can't like scroll in this. It's annoying. All right, the heck with it. We're just gonna do the actual one.
let's do it live.
Give Nintendo their obligatory Paul Rudd plug. Here you go.
Joe Latruglia
Joe
too.
Truglio too. Yeah. Okay, so Summer Games Fest. Let's get into that whole thing. That was a long presentation and lots of announcements, lots of interesting announcements. Not necessarily a ton of stuff that I was super hot on, but the stuff that I was hot on, dang, looks real good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it was mostly like Dark Souls Fest, though, wasn't it?
It really, they could have
Like
called it
almost
Dark
every
Souls. Like
game
every game,
was
I
a
was
clone of
like, "Oh
Dark
man,
Souls.
Chris is gonna be so pumped." It's a Souls like, another
Yeah.
Souls like. Here you go. Oh,
Yep.
wait a minute, another one. Here you go.
And yet another one.
Yeah.
Some of them I'm here for, some of them I'm not.
Yeah, they
There's
opened with
good.
Mortal Shell 2, which seems interesting.
I was
Guns
surprised.
and Souls. I'm kind of here for that.
I was shocked by this one because I didn't think Mortal Shell 1 was extremely well received.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
didn't never even heard of it honestly
it came
until.
and went. It just came and went. And I didn't know many people played it. I played it a little bit because it was free at one point. Um, but this looks cool. Looks like they've improved upon what needed improving upon. It's looks like it's a little more fluid, better animations. So yeah, I think this might be cool.
All right, I think I'm just gonna go down this list, and if y'all hear anything that seems interesting and you want to touch on, just let me know because
I think before
goddamn.
we do that, the other alternate title for Summer Games Fest could have been Cloned Games Fest because it seems like almost every game is just a clone of another game.
I mean,
Like
welcome
we'll
to
get into
video
that. Sonic
games.
Sonic
Mhm.
Racing. Like
This has been here since Galaga, my friend. It don't.
You know what though?
It's,
I will say this: there were at least two shocking games that like looked legitimately like something new.
oh yeah, yeah.
for
Um,
sure.
yeah, as we get to
Well,
them, as you got on the list, I will stop to
we'll
talk about them.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So after Mortal Shell 2, we had Fortnite Death Star Sabotage, which I'm sure Fortnite people care about. I am not one of those people. Sorry. Death Stranding 2. We know it's more Death Stranding. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. That seems okay. Hatsune Miku's in it now. Hot damn! You got
what everybody was clamoring for.
you got some Miku. You got some Joker from Persona is gonna be in there.
Little Minecraft.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Is the Minecraft thing a separate game within that game? Because they didn't really explain that at all.
That might have been the most interesting part of that whole trailer, though, was the random Minecraft at the end being
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what the
At
fuck is
the
that?"
end. Yeah, I
Uh,
think it's a world like Cross Worlds. Like I'm sure it's just another like area track, but whatever.
Code
Um,
Vein 2. I never played Code Vein 1. It's
People
kind of
really
like
seem to
an
love that.
anime looking game, right? I
It's
think.
it's Anime Souls. It's Anime Souls.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it's literally what it is. Like it's the most
Musical.
anime Souls a Souls has ever been.
Yeah, okay. So that explains that.
Yep.
Uh,
And it's cool. It's fine. The first one was just, like, in my opinion, was okay. A lot of people really like it though. It has a very like passionate following, and fandom for it. So I'm
mhm.
sure a lot of them were just beyond stoked to see this.
Yeah, it looks neat.
Yeah,
Will
I'll play it.
I will try it if it comes out at a reasonable price at any point in time.
Mhm.
Um, this I'm not sure what to think of. End
This
of
was
Abyss. This looked
mhm.
pretty neat. I wanted to pull this trailer up because it I'm not sure exactly what this game is going to be at the end of the day, but it seems like it could be neat. What from what I've seen. Um,
Yeah. Looks like it has a multiplayer kind of. No, actually, no. I'm thinking of the wrong game. I apologize. This
it
does look really
this
neat.
is the like sort of top down atmospheric horror, sort of
Yeah.
weird portal esque thing. That guy, the creepy hand man, is really what sold me on this. I was like, okay.
This reminds me of the Ascent, in that I believe it's going to be like a twin stick shooter kind of mechanic.
Oh, The Ascent, not the movie The Ascent. The
No,
Ascent.
the game, the Ascent.
Okay.
The Cyberpunk Ascent game. But this has more of a horror bend, obviously.
Mhm.
I'll absolutely play this. That looks I think it looks very cool. Looks pretty unique. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was surprising in a way that I was like, huh. And then the next trailer they show after this was also pretty surprising.
This is one of those games that, like I was just talking about, where it looks unique. It looks fun. It looks like something special. So I'm excited for it. It's Mouse PI for Hire.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't. It's
Yeah, don't
coming up.
see here.
Oh, here we go. Jeff
If you
Keighley
pull
had
up,
a smile
you
and
get
point
up.
first. That's
It looks like, BioShock meets Cuphead, Steamboat Willie kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, there's definitely
Um,
Steamboat Willie. Like these guys watch the shit out of Steamboat Willie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it looks really rad. I believe this actually started out as a Steamboat Willie like game, because Steamboat Willie came into the public domain.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's when this kind of got launched. But that looks so interesting.
Yeah, and they got
With
Troy
unique
Baker.
identity.
That's not. That's
They got
nothing.
Troy Baker.
Yeah,
That's not nothing.
that's yeah.
I think we were watching it live. We both thought it was going to be like from the Cuphead guys,
I really
just based on
did.
like
Yeah.
everything about it.
Game of Thrones, Westeros, whatever. Nobody cares.
Classic
I think
RTS.
so when we talked about this initially, right? I said to you guys exactly what I say to everybody when they mention Game of Thrones to me, and I say I'm done with it. I'm done with Game of Thrones. I
Yeah.
don't care anymore. Loved the show until I didn't, and I think it just has overstayed its welcome in the zeitgeist, and I'm just done with it.
Yeah, I am pretty much in the same boat as you. I've like.
Which is unfortunate because if Game of Thrones wasn't dead, that game would probably be a decent RTS.
Yeah,
Like the idea
100%.
behind it makes sense. Like there's the factions work, the heroes that you'd have for each faction make sense. But the problem
Yep.
is Game of Thrones is so goddamn
Yeah,
tainted.
Broken
Yeah.
IP. Like why?
Yeah.
Why? The Whale Fabricator.
Oh, that's right, the Whale Fabricator.
I love a Whale Fabricator. This trailer blew me away. I was very impressed by this trailer.
This is Atomic Hearts
This
2.
is Atomic
Yeah.
Heart 2. And I
Another
did not
one.
play Atomic Heart 1.
I did.
Because it didn't really look that interesting, and they made it look quite interesting here. I was like, dang. And man, they couldn't have picked a better song for their trailer here. I'm actually
That's
gonna,
really what sold it.
Gonna unmute this here for a second.
Yes. Yeah.
Now we're gonna get DMCA'd.
Nah, just play a little bit of it. We don't want to deal with
Yeah.
litigious
15 seconds.
rights
You're good.
holders.
You're fine. We're good.
But yeah, I played the first one. I liked it a little bit, but I didn't finish it because it didn't hold my attention. I didn't expect a sequel.
Yeah.
And I
Let
certainly
alone
didn't
two
expect
sequels, because they announced
Ye-
The Cube also, which is
Yeah.
the same sort of dealio.
Extraction MMO shooter game.
That one's gonna be an MMO. That's crazy to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That they're talking MMO.
Yeah,
A
the
lot more
ever-changing
MMOs
world.
in this.
Well,
day and age.
how many of them are true MMOs?
True
Like they're
MMOs,
more
yeah.
like
How many people are on those servers is the real question,
Yeah.
right? I like stabbing the giant in the ass with the huge syringe here, and yeah, I'm
Open
here
world
for this
RPG.
game.
This will work. This game I think will work amazingly as this in this genre, as
Yeah.
a straight up shooter, RPG that the previous one was.
I
And I
mean,
say RPG lightly.
if the
Um,
previous one told me that they had whale fabricators in the world, I would have bought it. Like you didn't even have
I'm
to. Whale fabricator. You had me at whale fabricator. That's all. Like
yeah, unless
what a
that came
cool
late in the
thing.
game, I didn't see it.
Yeah. I mean, hot damn. I'm gonna skip past the Cube Atomic Universe because it looks fine.
It
Yeah.
looks
I
like
am
Atomic Heart 2 PvP.
Yeah.
Yep.
The next game though, well,
This is the other one.
they show Marvel Cosmic Invasion for a second here, which
Oh,
continues to look neat. Um,
yep.
but this Jeff
This
Keighley and his
game.
puppets, man, sign me up for puppets, dude. Like this
Mhm.
looks rad. I'm here for
Yeah.
a Muppet boxing game.
Uh,
This
I
is
love boxing games,
yeah.
and I do like Muppet games, and this looks like something wholly unique. I am absolutely excited to play this when it comes out. I hope it plays as good as it appears to.
The last Muppet game that I played was this one. So I'm looking forward to another Muppet game that I can enjoy.
This was probably one of the best trailers that we saw, though. Like
One
it
hundred
was,
percent.
it was hilarious. It told you about the game. It was what you wanted from a trailer without like any massive spoilers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to know how they're like pulling this off. Honestly, I would love a deep dive on this tech that they're using because it just seems wild.
Like, this is so preposterous. It looks
Yeah,
so goofy in such a good way. Look, here it looks like Punch Out,
the dude with
and I'm
the guy with the
old Punch Out.
knives. There's a guy that just has knives. This guy, he
Yeah,
just got two knives. Like what?
the Butcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is going to be a rad game. I have a good feeling about it. I think that's going to be just an incredible thing to play.
The one after that was Killer In, which is like a who done it sort of game, like your
Yeah, team-based
Last of
whodunit
Us sort, or not Last of Us.
Among Us.
Among Us, yes,
Yep.
different Us. Arc Raiders. I don't remember what this is.
A extraction shooter.
Oh yeah, I wasn't super. I don't love a extraction shooter necessarily.
It's
Um,
actually pretty fun. I did,
PvPvE.
yeah, PvP versus and PvE. I played a little bit of the beta. They've had a couple open tests.
Mhm.
It's not bad. It's a really good one of those. I like the
Sure.
premise. I like the world. It's very like sci-fi. Um, yeah, it's something worth keeping your eye on if you like that kind of that genre.
Sure. Um, Dune Awakening looks like it could be okay. I don't know that I would play very much of it or spend very much money on it, but it looks neat. Um, I have this next one listed as a hot one. I have to find it here, but
Chrono Odyssey.
yes, here we are.
If you see me leaning off camera here, I'm petting my cat. He's being extremely vocal. He wants attention. He wants to be on stream, but
After this obligatory Switch 2 ad here, we'll get back to it. We're not sponsored by Nintendo in any way. Even though it says sponsored Nintendo at the bottom there, it's not us.
yeah, this
This
is
looks awesome. This looks
yeah,
like a Monster
I'm real
Hunter
excited.
ish sort of dealio, which uh, anytime I'm hunting, I'm enjoying myself. So let's go.
Yeah, this has a lot of potential. I know this is another Souls like it looks like, but more in line with party based. I would actually kind of put this up there with Elden Ring Night Rain. It reminds me of that quite a bit.
Sure. I am interested. This like it seems like it blends a lot of different styles,
Hmm.
which I'm interested to see. Like at one point there, he's floating down with his arms out of his sides, like Infamous. Um, and
Yes.
I'm here for that, man. I loved Infamous. I'd love to see
Yeah.
them bring that shit back in some way.
Straight remakes of both 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with just that. What is this? Is
Uh,
this Wuthering
What's
Waves,
Wuthering
correct?
Waves for sure? I have a note here that
It
says
exists.
Wuthering Waves still exists. Mafia, the old country, comes up after that, which looks fine. Looks like another Mafia game. Lego Voyagers, that's their like Lego two-player puzzle game. Also looks kind of
You're an
cool.
individual brick.
Yep.
Hmm.
Nicktoons Dice of Destiny looks like trash. That looks like a really bad video game, which is predictable because it's a Nickelodeon
The
game.
Nick game, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Lies of P Overture. That's a Chris game for sure. That I don't have a note here, but I have a note in my head that says Chris game.
It's a DLC for one of my recent favorites. Platinumed it. Got all 100%ed it. Really liked Lies of P. It's a great Souls like.
Did it? What did it
Um,
look like they're adding here as somebody who?
it's a prequel to the main game, which I'll be honest with you is odd because of just the way that Lies of P starts off.
So is it a
It,
standalone expansion then, or
no, no, it's
no
DLC.
DLC? Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I started playing it. It's what you'd expect from a Souls like DLC where they take, the difficulty and ramp it up, by a huge measure to really,
Sure.
drive home the fact that you should have played the base game before you played this.
Yeah.
Um, but Lies of P is a very good Souls like. It's probably one of the better, let's I don't want to say knockoffs because it's not a knockoff; it's its own thing. This is a very good game. DLC straight along the line. I don't know what
Nice.
to make of some of these games coming up
Is this
here.
Fractured Blooms? This
This
is
is Fractured Blooms. This looks really
Creepy
weird.
Stardew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
creepy Stardew with like Bloody Eye Girl is the main character. I think that's her Christian name.
her
Yeah,
given
it's the
name.
one that can't cut tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't cut tomatoes. She's very bad
If,
at it. Plate
if
of
I
her
was
legs,
cooking,
beautiful,
if
broken.
I was cooking and somebody was helping me chop, and they gave me that pile of slop, I'd be so furious. Like, you just ruined these tomatoes. What are you doing?
Yeah. Listen, I never took any cooking classes, so I don't know what to tell you.
But come on, you can chop tomatoes better than that. Like, you slice them. You slice tomatoes. You can chop them, sure, but like generally
Next, you're
speaking,
gonna
you
want me
slice
to
them up.
julienne the potatoes or whatever. I'm not doing it. Sorry.
That's not hard.
Blade and Soul Neo looks bad. Seven Deadly Sins Origin. That I'll check out. I like Seven Deadly Sins. It's good anime, good manga. So it's probably gonna be bad, like most anime games. But you never know. Every now and then you get a real good one, like Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi.
I think just for the IP they're using, you got to kind of check it out, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any other Seven Deadly Sins games except for that bad mobile game that they have.
Yeah.
True.
Jurassic World Evolution 3. Looks like more of that.
Jurassic World Evolution 2 +1.
Yep.
Yeah, plus the new number. Number go up.
Mina the Hollower is
That looks pretty
the
interesting.
Shovel Knight folks.
Yeah.
The art doesn't do it for me. I think that's where I landed on that one.
I installed the beta for it, but I have not opened it yet. It looks, I mean, it's a beta, so why not try it out?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're sticking to their 8-bit or not 8-bit. Well, yeah, I guess 8-bit, 16-bit
It
era.
looks like a Game Boy
stuff.
game in a way that I'm like, okay, or a Super Nintendo game. I guess would
Oh, definitely.
Maybe
I would
even
say
just
Nintendo.
NES, right?
Yeah,
Like,
NES. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
like
like
it,
Super Nintendo
it
looks
looks
better.
very cool. I think overall, like the ideas, what they're doing, like the animations are pretty slick.
Walking,
You know,
walking on
it's
people's noses, that tech is hot.
yeah, man. That's brand new tech.
For the record, there's
Can't
too
get
many colors for it to be NES.
Yeah, that's true. After that is Deadpool VR. I will play that on the Octopus Raft. The what the fuck is it called? The Quest.
Meta
Yeah.
Quest.
I have the.
For the record,
Dumb name.
didn't realize that was Neil Patrick Harris voicing Deadpool until like hours
Oh yeah,
later.
I did not realize that at all. That's pretty wild.
Yep.
Once you know it, you can hear it, and like it sounds so similar. Until I saw Ryan's video where it was like making fun of him. I didn't. I did not notice.
I got it here. Wait a minute.
Silk Song.
God damn it.
When you decide to step up
Insert switch ad.
this
It's the
kind
beginning
of
of
fun,
the like the
this
broadcast
kind of
again.
experience.
Hey guys.
Let the games begin. Nintendo Switch
What?
2.
No, I said it
Trailer.
at the like
so you
the
can
original.
pit my
like, the start of the
revolutionary VR
broadcast
gaming venture
ad
that will
was
shock
the
the
one.
industry probably. A wet one on the lips, comma, waved. All right, let's take a look.
Yeah, this I need to hear this voice.
Ooh, Red Band trailer. Hell yeah. Handcrafted with cuddles by the Merc with a MetaQuest.
Oh yeah,
Kick
for
back
sure.
and bask in the glory of
That's
gaming's
wild.
first quintuple A tropical farming sim experience.
I like.
Yeah, that sentence right there is where I noticed it.
Yeah.
Escape the turd
yeah,
burden of
I mean,
late-stage capitalism and enter a world
Looks
of
like it could be
VR
fun
magic
in
and
VR.
wonder.
Like the VR mechanics I can see
You
over
will
there.
care for exotic
Will
pets,
be interesting.
the elderly,
That's
and
good.
dysfunctional with Hip Hop Satan. Oh, don't worry, he's
I think the next one is
Mixtape? No, Dying Light the Beast.
Dying Light.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this looks
Dying
really
Light
good.
Beast. Yeah.
I should have known it when I saw
He's a
Techland, but I
narcissistic
wasn't even thinking
sociopath.
of them.
He's experimenting with
Took me a
humans like
minute
they're
to
lab
get
rats.
there. I was like, is this Dying Light? This looks too gritty for Dying Light, but then he started
God only knows what the
parkouring, and I
Baron's
was
planning
like,
to do with
okay,
those
yep,
monsters.
there's the parkour. It's Dying Light.
Yeah. Until we got the first parkour, we were trying to figure out what it was, and then we're like, oh, there it is.
I'm glad they're going back to like horror elements of it. Two is good, but like two felt like a different game.
2 felt like more like Dead Island than
Yeah.
Dying Light, I would say. But I
Yeah.
mean, are they the ones who made Dead Island?
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, I've been a huge fan of like their game.
As
They
long
got
as
like
the Dropkick's still in there.
oh, it's there.
Yeah,
It's there.
And they just showed it.
You want
Yeah,
revenge?
as long as it's there.
right on you.
Looks really nice. I like that he just catches this like cement hammer.
Giant
with
fucking
his
hammer,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like a monster now. That's Kyle Crane from the first game. He's like all mutated or whatever now.
I don't know.
E&F is an old chemical factory south of the city. The Baron's men operate out of
Niles
there.
Fraser Crane.
Then I'll
I
go
know,
there.
But Kyle
Fucking
Crane,
kill him.
don't know.
Or the first game.
Mixtape. Looks cool aesthetically,
There's the
but
big
does
news.
not look
Dying
like a
Light
fun
the Beast
video
is
game.
coming on
That's my
August
review on
22nd, Gamescom.
That was the one where the
This next
movement
game
between
draws
the
inspiration from
objectives
classic
looks
coming-of-age
terrible,
films
but the
that capture
objectives
highs
themselves
and lows
look like
of
they'll be fun.
adolescence. The bonds of friendship and the nostalgia
Yeah, it looks like
of
if
growing
you
up.
want a visual novel, play that
Mixtape
game.
comes from Beethoven
Yeah.
Dinosaur and Annapurna Interactive. And this is your exclusive new
Tella
look
and
at this
Guardians
game
of
that
the
plays
Sacred
like a love
Tree
letter to
is-
teenage memories.
I have that listed as like something.
What
that
are
was
we
kinda cool
doing?
to me. Skip ahead here. Oh yeah, it's this one.
Just
It's
getting
like
started.
brawler,
Let's put it into action.
sort of top-down dealio.
The surge of power. Savor each
Yeah, this looks
moment.
like a
ARPG.
more expanded on Hades.
Get ready.
Like the ideas in Hades, like this looks like like an evolution of
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, because this is the buff fishman.
The buff fishman and the awesome like corgi guy.
Yeah.
I'm super here for that one.
We'll just call that anime Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axe of Blood is this one that I thought was Sifu 2.
It's cool. Yeah. Same.
Looks very cool.
Apparently one developer too.
Yep, one guy.
One guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You love to see the
Pretty
one
rad.
guy games. It's wild. Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim EX. They're making Scott Pilgrim again.
And it's in Toronto.
Yep.
Mhm.
First Descendant Breakthrough. I don't remember what that is.
That's just the like new
season,
season /
yeah.
expansion thing for
okay.
the first Descendant.
Yeah. I wanted to like that game a lot, but it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
You
janky.
know, like Once Human and like those kind of games,
Yeah,
like
that's
the free to play. Yeah.
I'm with you. Once Human came up on my Steam for some reason the other today. and
Big
I was
update.
like,
Play now.
No, I'm gonna pass. Scum. They are finally putting Scum into 1.0. That's pretty wild. Mind's Eye. This is that bad-looking game from IO Interactive.
Apparently, also quite bad according to all the reviews coming out.
Yeah, I from trailer 1, I was like, this looks bland as fuck. I don't think I would ever play this game. Even if you gave it to me for free, I would probably like look at it and say, "Nah, I'm gonna pass. Like I'm good. I don't need that." Unless the end game is like fucking mind blowing. That like I don't see how that game could be interesting or good in any way.
Well, so they talked about like the community efforts behind it, right? So they're gonna have like tools to make your own scenarios and adventures and like have access to the world. That could ultimately end up making it a very cool game, but like the base product just looks it looks like third person shooter the game.
Looks bad. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Only time will tell, I suppose, but my money is on nah, bro. That's what my guess is going to be. Hitman Casino Royale content I have yet to play. I do intend to play it. There's a month of it going through, so I'm sure I'll get in there before the month is over.
Sure.
Okay, I have to go to the trailer on this one. This is wild to me.
Yeah, this is the Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like what you said earlier, Val.
And then you scratch out Mario and write Lego.
But
Clone the
before
game.
you look at this, we need a quick Switch 2 trailer. Here we go. There's Paul Rudd. Enjoy.
Welcome back, Paul Rudd.
Oh, and another Switch 2 trailer. We're gonna get a second one in for good measure, just in case. This is no. I thought it was specifically a Donkey Kong trailer, but nah, it ain't. This is wild. You're gonna put out a game and call it Lego Party that's something, man. I'm here for it.
I mean,
like,
I'm down to try it.
I'll play it for sure.
Like,
yeah.
100%.
Like,
that being said,
like
with everything we've
Nintendo is
gotten,
gonna be after them on this one. I feel like they have to be thrown.
with all the Fortnite / Lego stuff that's out, I really feel like this should have just been a Fortnite mod that you can then play for free.
Yes. But I guess maybe like that
Maybe they want to
engine
make
doesn't
some
allow.
money on it.
Yeah, let's be real. As long as you don't have to buy like maps and shit, then it'll be fine.
Oh, I'm sure skins.
Yeah, you're gonna be buying map skins for sure.
Skins out the
Buy
ass
mini
for this
games.
thing. Yeah.
This is Lego we're talking
Can
about.
I
here,
scan
man.
Lego characters I own and just play them instead of buying the skins?
Yeah. Can I just take pictures of all of my Legos and have them show up? That would be
Lego's the original.
That would be novel.
the original microtransaction company.
Yeah.
They're microtransacting since the day they started.
Yeah, man.
Then it's
Blind
one of my top
boxes,
5
they hopped right
anticipation
into the
games.
blind box game. They were like, "Fuck yeah! Well, let's get what you could do that. People do buy it. All
Let's
right."
buy what I know what they're getting. This
were-
looks cool.
Yeah,
Well,
the demo is installed, but we have not played it yet. It looks good.
try doing
Yeah,
it this weekend.
I'm excited to see some of this. Yeah, I think it only is like a one week long beta or something like that. I could be
Yep.
wrong.
Yeah, until next Monday.
Yeah, we gotta get in here.
But it looks rad. Like, ship to ship heisting, PvP versus PvE.
Yeah, stealing the MacGuffin off one another, and just
Escaping.
fighting, jumping from other people's ships to other people's ships. Just, I'm very interested to see how it actually plays. Like the concept,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Sign me up. The concept seems great. I wanna feel it in action. And
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, if you're
Combat looks cool.
if you're watching this when it gets posted, check out the demo while it's live. It'll be going until
16th.
the 16th of June here.
I mean, the game launches in like a month as well, so it's not like there's a huge delay. So
Is it paid? Is it a paid game? Can you?
it
see
doesn't
that
say.
on here?
I would have
Steam
to
does
guess
not
it is.
tell me if it is,
I wonder.
but I mean, in-game purchases may end up being free. It depends on what they consider in-game purchases, I guess. Really.
This is the Guacamelee guys?
It is, yeah.
Okay. All right. The
Yeah,
next
they-
game this is the one. This is wild to me. This is the one I was talking about earlier when we spoke about horror games and how having a number of people in a room when you're starting to play a horror game is interesting, and this looks unsettling as fuck, dude. All these guys look ugh. They just give me the fucking
gross.
this
All
muddy
slimy.
shitbag.
Ugh.
Yeah, no thank you.
The camera angles are disturbing.
Oh my
Like
God.
it just has a really like
Yeah, their
Like you said,
lack of
unsettling
genitalia is disturbing. It's crazy. Oh!
I think the thing that like really stood out to me, other than the graphics, which are like
This
very
this
good,
right here.
horrifying. Yeah.
Oh,
The best part of the Star trailer, that I like the limbs, being able to take off limbs is
Yeah.
really cool. And then when he
Yeah.
punts the baby,
Like shoots him in the knee there, drops him
Yeah.
down.
the
like,
Yeah.
that's how-
ragdolling looks like
Yeah.
probably second to none if it works as they're showing here, which it seems like it is.
Yeah.
That big head is gross. Not interested in whatever that is. And also not interested in these
Yes.
fucking creeps, dude. Like, no.
hey, as long as you can
The
do
baby
that, then who
punting
cares?
Is absurd. Yeah, that looks wild. This looks cool. I want to play some of this. Mecha Break. Mecha, sign me up. Don't care if it's either or. I'll play it. Very interested. July 1st that comes out. Looks good. Moving right along, Infinitesimals. It's another Bugs Life, or that's the first Bugs Life game they showed during this whole presentation. There's more. We'll skip on by them. Not interested.
Infinitesimals reminds me of Grounded. Like people get shrunk
Yeah.
down.
Which
Bugs-
is
Bugs
also
everywhere.
coming out, ironically enough.
That's the second Bugs
Yep.
Life game. Grounded 2.
Yep.
They announced. Whatever. Not interested. Bugs, get them out of here. Last Flag seems like it could be okay. That's their sort of capture the flag. Just capture the flag game, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, capture the flag hero shooter.
Yeah.
Is how I would label it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be good or not, but hey, it looks kind of neat.
And it's
Um,
it's a little unique as in the fact that you get to hide your flag, which is uncommon nowadays. Usually it's just go find the flag, but in this one you actually have to hide it yourself, which is kind of cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the last flag.
Planting flags.
I mean, it looks interesting. It's capture the flag with a 70s aesthetic.
This is
Not sure.
this is my pick for Soul's game of the
show?
presentation. Yeah. This is
This
the
looks
one
a
I
lot
am
like,
most likely to play out of all the Souls games they've showed.
Yeah. This reminds me of Wukong quite a bit.
Yeah, it's even called
Ironically titled Wu
Yeah.
Chang.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks solid. I'm interested. Oh, Jesus Christ! Nintendo Switch 2.
Every time you
What do you know?
every time you move the timestamp.
Yeah, I mean
It's-
that time I didn't move any
bad.
timestamp. It just
I thought you moved it.
just went right into it.
The cat is just dying for some attention here. I get it, buddy. I get it.
Yeah, this seems okay. Like I said, most likely a Souls game for me to play
Mhm.
out of all of them.
Yeah, I'll play it, and I'm hoping it'll be good. I you know, as noted, I love these kind of games, so I always want them to be good. Just more
But
for me
the trailer after this is one of the most mind blowing trailers of this whole thing to me. I couldn't believe when they started showing the Wu-Tang Clan. on
We
the
all
screen.
said the same thing.
I was just like, you're kidding me, right? And then, sure enough, splash screen to Wu-Tang game. Like, oh,
Tank
sign
Clan
me
ain't
up.
nothing to fuck with.
I am so here for Wu-Tang game. And after Wu-Tang, they showed that Guild Wars 2 is getting an update.
Guild Wars 2 is still
13 years
being
after the fact. Here you go. Then I have a note here. Mongil Stardive, which, based on the name, you
Yep,
can probably
Genshin.
tell it's a Genshin-like, which is what I'm going to refer to all of these games as from here on out. Genshin-like.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I do want to pick up on screen here. Into the Unwell. Looks.
Yeah,
this
yet
the
another
Cuphead
one.
people? Is this actually the Cuphead people, or is this just its own
It
thing?
might be. It's very on brand if it is.
It looks very much like Cuphead. Lovely just like rips his tooth out and puts it down.
In exchange for a beer.
It looks like the same devil as the Cuphead devil, even.
Yeah.
Like that, like I guess not really. He's kind of different. Into the Unwell. Maybe they were just inspired by Cuphead.
But that's 3 games with like a really unique aesthetic like this.
Oh,
so far.
that's right. It's the DRG publisher, Satisfactory Valheim publisher,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the She Was Such a Good Horse developer is their first game on Steam.
That's right.
Okay. She was such a good horse.
Stranger Than Heaven is after this. That is basically Yakuza meets LA Noir. Yakuza set in like the 50s, I guess, or 40s. I'm not sure
So
exactly
the
when.
first trailer, which we saw at the Game Awards, was set in around 1920, and then this trailer is in 1945, I think. So it's kind of
43?
43. So yeah, in the 40s. So it's interesting what they're doing there. I wonder, is it a time jumping thing, or is it
Yeah.
like setting up story in the past to go with the present day?
Well,
present day.
many of the Yakuza games have some time movement, like a dragon. Ichiban is. He starts out with a shaved head, and he comes out with this crazy fro, a bad punch perm, you know.
But yeah, this game looks really cool. I'm absolutely gonna pick this up when it comes out.
Yeah, I like that studio.
Yeah,
I
not
I
all of the
can
games
never
are
say
like
their name, but I like them. They're real
RGG.
good gagai, whatever it is.
RGGs
Yeah.
is suitable in.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I am here for like any sort of, and it looks like it's gone back to the Yakuza style gameplay, kind
Beat
of.
'em up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the final trailer of Summer Games Fest was Resident Evil Requiem, which they didn't really. I'm not even gonna bother pulling up because they didn't really show much of anything. They just said, "Hey, we're making another Resident Evil. Guess what?"
Well, we get the setting where it's at.
Yeah.
Return to Raccoon City. I mean, like, come on, that's incredible. You know,
Sure.
I'm excited for that. You get to see some like shadowy figures looking like bad guys. Typical early Capcom trailers. The crazy thing is it's coming out in February.
Yeah,
it's not far away.
That was surprising to me. I'll say for sure.
Now I think they are going to pull a switcheroo on us here, and it is not going to be Ashcroft. I forget what her first name was. I think it was Ashley, maybe. I don't think she's going to be the protagonist. I have a feeling we're going to see
the president's
Leon
daughter. Is that the president's daughter?
No, that was Ashley. It was Ashley. I can't remember what her last name was. Graham, maybe.
Yeah, you might be right. I think that is.
Yeah. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, are we going back to Spencer Manor? I mean, we're gonna go back to our the Raccoon City Police Department. Yeah. I'm really excited. Love the Resident Evil series, especially like that this era of it. Resident Evil 2 was one of the better games ever made. Yeah.
The little, very minute bits of gameplay that they do show here do look very polished.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see some more of it, for sure. After Summer Games Fest, I'm actually going to pause this stream here. We'll pause it on the Resident Evil date, February 27th. After this was the Indie Direct. There was not a whole lot that I think was very impressive in the Indie Direct, except for Ball X Pit, which is like a take on Brick Break, the classic, but it's like roguelike Brick Break, essentially.
With a city builder.
Played the demo of it. It's very fun. I will play more of that game. The other game that really impressed, I think, all three of us here, was Big Walk, which is, I guess, let me pull up a trailer. It's so hard to even like explain what it is.
A cooperative exploration.
It's the Big Walk,
where you take a big walk with your buddies.
Yeah, it's all proximity-based audio, and
some of the puzzles just look hilarious.
Yeah, the puzzles are like all you do is talk and walk, like they show in this trailer here. And your
communication is. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say your voice like travels differently based on where you're at, and there's like soundproof areas where you can't hear one another, so you'll have to solve puzzles by like moving or blinking or doing something,
dancing or gesturing or whatever. Like so you can see holding up signs and
it just it looks so interesting from like a co-op perspective.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Pengu, you literally look like Pengu.
Yeah, is that? I don't know what Pengu is. Is that the?
That is a children's TV show from Canada where you're a it's a little ass penguin, and when he talks, his whole mouth just makes like like basically like the ants.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the bird that dips its head into the
Oh
water.
yeah, the bobbing bird. Yeah.
Might as well be.
All right. Yeah, I'm one of the games of the show for me. Honestly, I think it looks very, very impressive.
Definitely.
What wasn't as impressive, I think, was the Xbox showcase. They showed a lot of stuff that was just middle of the board for me. There were some things that impressed me, but most of it I was just like, I guess I'll play this because it'll come out on Game Pass, but I don't necessarily need this game, you know?
I think the two standouts were Beast of Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just surprising because it's Game Freak making a game with
Yeah.
Xbox and it not being Pokemon affiliated in any way. It looks wild.
And then Anemo, the other Pokemon game. And then, of course, the obligatory game for Chris, the Fallout 76 fishing update.
Well, yeah, I mean, noted fishing minigame lover, me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play Fallout 76 again. I played the absolute hell out of that during the pandemic, but I'm gonna go back to play this, the fishing update for sure. The game for me is
To no one's surprise.
Yeah, I know, right? The game for me from this show though is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. That looks fascinating. Like I'm super here for that.
Oh, that one did look good. I think the problem with the Xbox showcase is that the anticipation for these games can be lower because you're not paying for them. Like pretty much any of them, they're pretty much all going to be on Game Pass. So like you're not as hyped being like, oh, am I going to buy this game or not? It's not. I'm going to play it for free. Fuck it.
Yeah. I'm certainly not going to pay $80 like they want for Outer Worlds 2. Not paying $80, even though I want that game. That's a Game Pass game for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
I wonder with the rising price of games, does Game Pass just continue to become more and more worth it?
I believe that's the goal.
Yeah.
I think
until they increase the price of Game Pass.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the sales totals are like on other systems. Like when Outer Worlds 2 hits PlayStation 5, which I'm sure it will do. Will it sell super well at $80? I don't know that it will.
This is
I think
on screen, by the way, is Anemo. This is their Pokemon game that's not Pokemon, where you turn into the Pokemon instead of doing anything else with them.
I think the other thing with Game Pass is the people that really like these games are still going to have to buy it because you aren't going to get any DLCs and stuff on Game Pass. Right? So like you may play the base game and be like, "Oh wow, this was really good." And then they're like, "Hey, guess what? DLC." And you're like, "Well, I guess I'm dropping $100 now for the game plus DLC." So I mean,
if the game will stay on there, like if it's a Microsoft first party title, right? You can buy the DLC for the Game Pass version. So I guess you technically
that's
end up
true.
paying
Yeah.
less, but you're right. You're absolutely right. If you want the whole game, you're probably gonna end up buying it anyway.
Right. I use Game Pass more for like demoing. Like I bought Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. Spoilers, folks. Lonely Mountain Snow Riders is a stick. I'm just gonna
Super good.
I'm gonna go out there and just say it. It's a stick. One of my favorite games of this year. We'll get into that though in the next one.
I think the one other game in the Xbox showcase that looked interesting was Keeper.
Yeah.
That was the You're a Lighthouse game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, You Are a Lighthouse
Freaking
game.
lighthouse.
Like play as a lighthouse. The game is that seemed pretty neat. I'm just gonna go down the list here. Outer Worlds 2 I'm showing right now on screen looks much better than Outer Worlds 1 in my opinion. I think Outer Worlds 1 was just lacking a sense of
soul
cohesion. Yeah, soul is
Yep.
another way to put it. And this looks a lot more interesting to me, especially when they get in depth with their explanation here and talk about the different factions and stuff that are going to be at play and how you influence those
Even
factions.
yeah, even like your companions, like the uniqueness of the companions seems big compared to the first one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see some more of that. High on Life 2, I didn't put a note down here, but it just looks like crazy drug game. The game.
Did either of you play the first one?
I did not.
So, I'm a fan of Rick and Morty. I've watched all the seasons. I find it to be funny. The first one is absolutely a product of that, like to a T. Like even the very first mission of the game, it's a throwback to like old school boomer shooters on PC, like your Duke Nukems and all that, and like it's very meta about the whole thing. The game is very meta about itself. It was fun, but I did not finish it because like it honestly kind of wore on me.
This is the one where the weapons like
Yeah.
taunt
Yeah,
you
the
and shit,
taunt-
right?
Yeah.
This I initially thought was a new Sunset Overdrive when they started showing it, and I was like, huh.
Very colorful,
Weird,
very like
yeah.
weird. Yeah. I will
Yeah,
play this, and I'm
I-
hoping it doesn't outstay its welcome.
I'll play all these games because they're probably all day one on Game Pass. Yeah. After High on Life 2, they announced their handheld system, the Xbox Ally, which, if it is in line with the price of the ROG Ally, which it's the Xbox ROG Ally, so I'm assuming it will be. It is for the nicer version, the pricier version. It's gonna be $900. You buy 2 Switch 2s for that price. You guys could both have a Switch 2 if we were really gonna shell out the money on one of those things. But spec wise, it seems to be almost in line with the Steam Deck, just about the same as far as specs, and that machine is cheaper.
I don't know who it's for.
Yeah, I don't know who it's for.
The weird part to me is that it's literally just take the ROG that already exists and slap Xbox but like logo on it. Like it's not me.
Yep.
Yeah, like we relabeled the buttons for you so you can play Xbox games. Like, oh, okay, thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Microsoft. You're
and then how much are actually, unless like somehow Microsoft can talk them down in price and make it competitive in the market, it's like who plays an ROG right now?
Well, and if you are playing an ROG, and maybe you are, maybe people out there are, no judgment. You're already getting all this functionality on the current one because
why would you buy a new one?
Going to get on the Xbox Ally is Game Pass.
But I'm pretty sure you can just install Game Pass on the regular one because it's still Windows.
Yes, exactly. What is it? What is this? Who is it for?
It was heavily implied that you need to have their like super premium subscription as well for the cloud stuff, because I imagine it, because they're saying every game that they show at their showcase is going to be able to play on the Xbox Ally, and the only way that that's happening is if you're streaming a lot of these things.
So have either of you used the streaming service at all? Because I have.
I haven't touched it, no.
So it is good when it works.
Have you played fighting games on it? That's the real test. Can you play a fighting game on there?
I've not done anything that requires like pixel perfect.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what like Killer Instinct feels like on that thing.
So the problem you'll have with it is, and this happened when Indiana Jones came out. You might end up in a queue to play the game. Like you can't just guarantee
they're all served off their cloud servers, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't like anything about this Xbox Ally, and unless they come and tell me some features they haven't talked about yet. I mean, we don't know all the details yet.
Sure.
Maybe there's more. It just seems like what a waste of potential They could have made literally a portable Xbox that had Windows on. Like I should be able to play Xbox games, install them locally, play them just like it's an Xbox.
Just go old school. Give me an Xbox in a briefcase with a screen.
There you go. Portable. Solved.
Yeah, I have been tempted more than once to install Windows Boot on my Steam Deck so that I can use Game Pass. So I get where a market could be there for them, but
the fact that you can already do that
price point is crazy.
Isn't the fact that you already do that a negative against buying the ally?
Well, you have to go through the steps of doing it. You have to be tech savvy enough to get in there and install it.
But it's not $1,000.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And the hardware is arguably equal. I mean, I have an OLED Switch, or not Switch, Jesus.
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck, and like it looks beautiful. I've seen people with the ROG Allies, and they don't look as crisp or as clean. I don't know anything about this screen, but if it's the same screen they're using right now, that's already a huge minus for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, sorry, I have a lot of feelings about this. I get upset when they just release hardware at a high price point and it's for like seemingly no one.
I mean, I guess they don't have a handheld. They have not stepped in the handheld market in any way.
But I thought they were stepping out of console market in general. I didn't even expect that we'll get a new Xbox, let alone a handheld.
I think the reason that they would do this, the only explanation to me as to why they would do this in general is A, to get more people on their streaming service and get more people paying for that, and B, to they probably got a good deal because ROG is already making allies, right? So they probably are only having to pay them like a licensing thing to put Xbox on it and partner with them to get those things out there. So they're already in manufacture. They're already being pumped out to begin with. So I mean, it involves no R&D on Microsoft's part. They could just throw ROG some money, put that Xbox button on there, and hey, we have a handheld. That's the only way it's justifiable, I guess, to me in terms of
step one
business.
of Microsoft just purchasing Asus.
Yeah, sure.
God. Don't give them ideas.
After
Tired of buying shit.
After the Xbox Ally is the Blood of the Dawnwalker. They showed some more about this. This is a known quantity, but it's this vampire Dun Peel sort of half vampire game. You're essentially Blade, but in olden vampire times, and you're ripping it up, fighting the vamps.
From some of the Witcher folk, looks like it's gonna be a good game. We don't get a lot of good vampire games. I'm hoping it's one of those.
Dude, I have been dying for Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and I mean, maybe that'll come
October.
out.
Promise in October.
It might come out, but
we'll do it. We'll do an episode on that when it comes out in 20 years.
Yeah, this looks like a solid understudy. Maybe they'll even eat Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines lunch. We'll see. But I'm happy to have a vampire game to play. The last one I can remember playing was on the Xbox 360, and I can't even remember the name of it. Shit.
Well, I mean, we played the multiplayer one on.
Well, I mean, but
that's
I'm
not
talking like a
real vampire game. Yeah.
Shit.
Vampire was the most recent good vampire game, in my opinion.
It was like Vampires in World War II. I can't think of the name of it. God damn it. That's going to kill me. I had a buddy who was really into it. Okay, it'll come to me, maybe. We'll see. Super Meat Boy 3D. That looks neat. I never played the other Super Meat Boys, but it looks cool. It was fun to
I'm
see
sure the Super Meat Boy
bit.
fans are going to enjoy it, is really what I took away from the trailer. Or
they won't, because they're purists and they don't want it to be 3D. But we'll see. You know?
It was kind of cool. I was watching a trailer for it.
Yeah, I think
it's not my style of game. I'm not really into that fast-paced platforming, but it looks interesting.
I'm still trying to think of this vampire game that's killing me. Ninja Gaiden 4.
Exactly
That
what
looks
that
pretty
game's
cool.
called. Here you go. Operation Darkness.
That is it. Yes, Darkness. That is 100% the last vampire game that I was like, this is a vampire game. Here we go.
2007.
Yep.
Ninja Gaiden 4. I want a better control scheme for it, but I think if it plays like Neo, but just Ninja Gaiden, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, as we've discussed already, I'm in when it comes to the Ninja Gaiden. I'm happy to play any Ninja Gaiden they throw at me. What's wild is that this is on PlayStation's YouTube, and they just pulsed up the Xbox Game Studios logo. That's the craziest shit to me. Is when we're in this future where that sort of thing is happening. It's just, I'm kind of here for it, but it's still just hard to wrap my head around. I guess.
What's also fascinating is these games that are coming out from Xbox Game Studios on PlayStation are getting physical copies on PlayStation, but not on Xbox.
Yeah, they don't want to pay to make discs. Come on, that's crazy.
What do you think this is? 2012.
Fucking discs.
I'm not a physical media guy. I'm not a physical media guy these days, but I know there's a lot of people out there who are.
The Switch 1 is what weaned me away from the physical media. I was like, oh, this is great. I just have everything on here, and I don't have to plug new things into it. Why don't I do this for everything? And now I, too, am an all-digital guy. I mean...
Ninja Gaiden looks cool. I gotta give it credit. Looks neat.
Expansion for Indiana Jones, that looks like it could be neat. I was saying to Val earlier in the week that now that I have two monitors that are the same refresh rate in both G-Sync, I need to return to Indiana Jones and see if it plays nicely now with my setup.
Sure.
Beast of Reincarnation is that Game Freak game. I'm going to pull that up here a while.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I was surprised not only by Game Freak making a non-Pokemon game, but also making a game that seems to be a wild departure.
Also on PlayStation's site. So weird. What a fucking bizarre future we live in. Yeah, this is like I don't even know how this comes out of Game Freak. Like, what have they been doing behind Pokemon?
They've been that's why Pokemon's been mediocre for years. They've been making this.
Just been working on this crazy like plant deer thing. I'm here for it. I'm all about that.
But what's wild is they're making a Souls-like. I'm like, what is even happening here?
Yeah, it does kind of look like a Souls-like. It looks like it's going to be that sort
parrying,
of thing.
I see dodging.
I haven't seen any campfires. That's the only thing that I'm like, maybe not.
The campfires is just but a small part. It's all about the the third person, combat, intense combat.
Okay, next is
Yeah, looks cool. I'm excited for that. Anything new from
Sorry, the next one is the time skip game.
Yeah, this looks
Clockwork
really cool.
Revolution.
This I was impressed by for sure. I just like the art, the aesthetic, everything about this looks very interesting to me. A lot of heist games. It was a lot of Souls games, a lot of heist games this year. And hey, I'm here for both of those.
Yeah, it's nice to get some new genres. I mean, Souls games, they're every year.
Yeah.
But heist games, you don't get a lot of those.
Yeah, we're starting to become saturated with Souls games in a way that I don't appreciate, though.
You're not wrong.
Like, I feel like every other game, especially this year, has been a Souls game. It's just wild to me that people, I mean, people like that formula. Took a while to catch on, but people are enjoying it now. I like their robot police chief here. He looks neat. Yeah.
The art direction on this game is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm liking it a lot though.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a lighter Dishonored kind of
Sure.
like just
Dishonored meets Bioshock.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm interested to see how like the changing who you are mechanics work for it as well. Like it looks like a roguelike in that regard. I don't know if it'll be like you make your own person and that's it, or you're always making a new character when you die or not.
I think it's you make you customize your character off the jump, and then it's like this a story narrative. I'm hoping it capitalizes on what Bioshock Infinite couldn't, like a true consequences for your actions kind of thing, and like you
Sure.
won't know until you swap time around, and can you undo things, or
Yeah.
is it just set in stone?
You're interested in a game that has consequences for actions.
Yeah,
I
love it.
I play one every Sunday. It's called Dungeons and Dragons.
The ultimate one of those.
Grounded 2. Grounded 2 is the other one. That's another Bugs Life game. Not interested in looking at it even.
Don't like them. Don't like the spiders.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
Grounded 1, but now in a park.
But more.
You can move on.
Cronus: The New Dawn. I have that listed as not interested. I don't remember anything about it though.
I think you should pop it up on there.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Do you have thoughts on this?
I need to be reminded.
Okay, we'll pull it up. Let's see what we got. There's an obligatory Minecraft movie trailer, so we're getting away from the Switch now.
Boy, when I was watching the trailers on IGN, I saw this trailer, this exact one, about 50 times.
Yeah, I bet.
Because they only ever show one ad on that on IGN.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is this one. I'm definitely not interested in this. This is just like
I think this was
dystopian
generic
helmet
shooter.
man with
Oh
guns.
yeah.
There was a few of these generic shooters. They look kind of, frankly,
It's
shit.
It's a horror game. It's Bloober Team.
Yeah.
It's that's their bread and butter. But it has like a time bending mechanic and stuff.
Yeah, it looks fine, but it's
Yeah.
not my sort of game.
If it's on Game Pass, I'll play it. And maybe we're all being wrong here. Maybe it's gonna be super good.
Sure.
But it looks like their take on like a sci-fi Resident Evil.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
My next note is obligatory Elder Scrolls Online announcement. Of course,
Yet
we
another
gotta get
game
that in there. Aphelion is the next game that came up, and the thing that interested me about that, I don't know if it looks like a good video game, but it is made in conjunction with the European Space Agency, which I think makes it sound interesting and credible from a space exploration perspective.
It reminds me of the ocean one. Subnautica. Yeah. But spacey.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I took away from it. Is it's yeah, Subnautica in space, which Subnautica is also in space, but more so in space.
You know, I like Don't Nod. I think they make excellent games. They made one of my favorite games last year, Banishers. So this game will be on my radar because if it's their type of storytelling in this setting, I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah,
If you like really great narratives, those folks make a hell of a narrative game.
it kind of looks like Uncharted, but no guns, 0 guns. It's just the like leaping and jumping of Uncharted and story elements of Uncharted with which I like those jumping puzzles that Uncharted has. I think they're some of the best. So if it's something like that, I'm into it. I can dig it. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. I will definitely give it a go because I think it's day one on Game Pass. Next is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. I'm kind of cool on this one, but I will play it when it comes out. No, I didn't mean to do that.
So
Not
this
giving
looks
you any
like a
looks,
lot like
IGN. Give me the non-commercial trailers on the Xbox One here.
this has like Luigi's Mansion meets
Wait.
Blueprints.
Wasn't this the power washing simulator meets Blueprints?
Yeah, there's a little bit of power washing thrown in there, but I got more like I said, Luigi's Mansion and some of that.
Yeah, I could see Luigi's. I actually
It's like the haunted
thought this was
hotel
something
kind of
else,
thing.
when I marked this off, I am slightly interested in this, but he definitely gives you like a Nerf gun here, and is like, oh, go ahead, go redo the whole hotel, but also
Don't spray paint the lady.
Don't spray paint the lady. Yep, exactly. You know, I am interested to play a bit of it. I don't know if it'll be good or not. After this was Age of Mythology Retold, The Heavenly Spear.
That looked pretty good.
Yeah, I like Age of Mythology. I'll play it. That's my review on that one. I don't need to say any more than that. Like, it looks fine. It looks like more Age of Mythology. Moodang Two Hearts. I forget what.
So many of these games are just like mid-tier on our lists because they're gonna be free. So how do you not justify playing them, right?
Yeah, give them all a shot.
Yeah. There's very few where I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother installing that one.
Moodang. Oh, this is the one that I thought was Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that.
Are they making a new Splinter Cell? This is crazy.
And then we determined that it was not stealthy enough for Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
No, that guy ran right up and got shot a whole bunch.
Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. I don't remember a thing about that one. I could not tell you anything about Planet of Lana 2. Let's pull that up and see what it looks like. This is the one with the little monkey thing. Yeah, I'll play this.
Oh yeah. The little monkey cat.
Yeah, monkey cat. It seems fine. It doesn't look remarkable. That's how I felt about most of these.
Yes.
Most of these games that they've shown. It seems fine. I'll play it. Doesn't look remarkable.
A lot of the Xbox showcase was they're gonna be free, so why wouldn't I? But I don't know if I would pay for them.
We already talked about Animo, or we already talked about Fallout 76 Gone Fishing. At Fate's End, I have that listed as cool. I'm cool on that one. I don't remember what it is, though.
Was this one ARPG?
I have zero memory. If you guys haven't noticed, for the folks at home, my
Well,
memory
it doesn't help
exist.
that we watched how many hours of video game releases this.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the last like several days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't, I have zero memory. Like my memory is not my short term, at least. Garbage. Does not work.
Oh, that's right. It was the Spiritfarer one. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, it is.
Yeah, this is the roguelite ish one. Like you're gonna run it a bunch of times because you choose what your actions are, basically.
Yeah. Gears Reloaded is after this. It's Gears of War 1. They redid it.
Yep.
They did it again,
They
folks.
did it again. Yep. That comes out in August, and it's coming to PlayStation in August, along at launch, which is the weirdest shit. I still can't get over this, man. It's just so strange. But,
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. They're doing a remake of Persona 4 Revival. They didn't really show too much of that. It was literally just like a little screen that said, "We're doing it. Persona 4. Here you go." People who are gonna buy it are gonna buy it. It's there. It's
It's Persona 4 in the vein of Persona 5. Because what Persona 3 Reload was. It was Persona 3, but made like Persona 5. Which, nothing wrong with it. Love Persona 5.
Persona 5 is shit hot, man. That shit's awesome.
It'll be cool. I'm sure it'll be good.
Invincible Versus looks like a bad fighting game with cool
Yep.
cutscenes. Is my review on Invincible Versus.
So I've watched a little more of this. I believe this is, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, it's by the guys who made Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I mean that explains it.
And I mean, it could be a very good fighting game. I don't know. I either want to play it before I make a judgment, or I want to hear people who like.
Boy, do I
fighting
have
games
good news
about it.
for you.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
You know it.
Nailed it. I like Invincible. Like I'm a big fan of the show. I like the comic. It's.
I'm gonna fast forward here. I just want to fast forward to some gameplay because the whole first minute and a half of this is.
It's just the TV show.
Cutscene. Yeah, it's cutscene.
Here we go. This is what I want to see. The gameplay just looks so boring to me. I don't know. It's just like, we're gonna do the thing where we punch each other in the beginning, and then here's some very lackluster looking. Like when you have games that are stylistically like any of the Arc System Works games. Street Fighter 6, this looks like Mortal Kombat 8.
It looks like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But we kind of already have that since Omni-Man is in Mortal Kombat 1.
Right. I don't know. I as somebody who plays many fighting games, this one looks like just so bland to me compared to all the others that are out there. There's so many in a world where so many fighting games exist. Is this the one that I'm going to spend my time on? Probably not. That's my takeaway.
Fair.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. We know that's coming out. Maybe one day. We'll see.
And then 16.
Yep. Final Fantasy 16. A year later, coming to Xbox. Here you go, Xbox. Enjoy. Keeper. Yep. Play as a lighthouse. That's all you need to know. That game you play as a lighthouse in.
Got your latest shit.
It looks really interesting.
It does.
I'm going to pull the trailer up while we talk about how silly it is to close this conference with a Call of Duty trailer.
Wait. They didn't close the conference with they closed the conference with a fucking trap because it looked so cool until it was like a Black Ops and you're like, oh well, fuck me, I guess.
So my chief complaint about that is Black Ops 6 has been out for a year. Not even actually at this point. Not even a year. And they're like leaning back into another Call of Duty as their big title, right? Where's Fable? Where's like I don't know, the next Gears of War? Where's the new Halo? Where's anything?
Those cost
Why
money
is
to
it-
make. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Call of Duty is becoming shovelware at this point.
Call of Duty. They might as well just start calling it Call of Duty 2K.
Yeah.
Call of Duty
Yeah, slap a year on it.
2K25.
Slap a year on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just roll it that way.
Honestly, I could see the dark future where that happens, and it doesn't seem far off. Honestly, at the end of the day, Chris, you're out.
I
of
mean, at
focus,
this
by the
rate-
way.
What's that?
You're out of focus. You gotta move.
I-
Put your hand in front of your camera and then move it away.
I'll sit up, see if it.
Yeah, it looks better. It's for some reason it just went way out of focus. It's fine. It is what it is. We'll deal.
Sure. But like, I don't know. People love Call of Duty, and I get it. I'm not mocking any of those people. Like, you like Call of Duty, good for you. Enjoy it. I find it to be like, I don't know, just extremely repetitive, and they don't do anything new with it ever.
That's my problem. Like, and I come to it from more of a multiplayer standpoint, right?
Same.
I don't play. I don't necessarily get into their campaigns, and from everything I've heard, their campaigns are actually like pretty solid, especially the Black Ops games. But
That's
I'm
not what
there
I'm
for the
here
multiplayer, and they've done nothing to iterate on the multiplayer since Call of Duty 4. I want to say
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1, the original take on it.
Yeah.
The chief complaint that they've never addressed is the shitty spawn system that like
Yep.
can easily get upended and just absolutely fuck one team or
yeah.
another over. And that's not fun to play.
The most
Like,
fun I
that-
had playing a Call of Duty since probably like Modern Warfare 2. I think that's probably the peak Call of Duty for me. The most fun I had was when they first put out their BR, Warzone, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. Played that for a little while, and then Apex came
For a
out
while.
and ate its lunch, and then that was the end of Call of Duty BR for me. I could still see myself like going back and playing some of their battle royale, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Like, I think those games got ruined, and again, I'm not shitting on anybody who does this stuff, like by streamers, like people who are just like the sweatiest pricks of all time. Like, if that's what you're getting into, like low rank matches and just absolutely stomping people.
Sure.
Do
Yeah,
you?
your
Do
Smurf
you?
accounts and such?
Yeah. I'm not bad at these games. I'm actually pretty good at shooting games, but like it just doesn't it becomes unfun for not just me, but for the vast majority of players, and that's why you end up with like these extremely narrow games late in a game series, like Black Ops 6 right now. If you go back to the multiplayer, I'd wager real money that it's just full of the sweatiest of the
Sweatless,
sweatiest. Yeah, and that's all that's in there. Nobody's playing it because everybody got pushed out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure that is a large percentage of their player base.
Yeah.
It's just people smurfing and sweating it up.
I think the reality is those that like the games will just like it's the same as any sports game, right? Like they haven't changed since the first one came out. Their graphics have changed, but the gameplay has never changed. They've never innovated these games because they don't need to, because the people that are going to play them are going to continue to play them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue that a sports game has more like every year than a Call of Duty game, but like people like shooters. Like at least you got new players every year in a sports game. What do you get in Call of Duty? Maybe a different gun, a different title for a gun. Because let's be honest, it's the same fucking guns every time.
Yeah,
They just have a different name and maybe a different skin.
New kill streak.
I could go on
Yeah.
about how I have beef
Yeah.
with Call of Duty for ages, but the big takeaway for this for me is just how and why do we close out our big fucking press conference with Call of Duty? I
For a
guess
second year in a row.
the only answer is we own Activision. That's why. But it just seems like such a flat note to end that conference on. Albeit the trailer does actually look good, which is crazy to me. I just don't have the energy to play and invest in Call of Duty.
If we want an actual reason why they end it with that, it's because in 2022, Modern Warfare generated $1 billion.
Yikes!
It's their biggest moneymaker.
That's crazy. On
Yeah, you're not
skins,
wrong.
I'm sure. All right. We are running a little long, but I don't think there was as much to talk about with the PC Game Show. Did you get a chance to watch any of the PC Game Show, Chris?
Yeah, I jumped through all the trailers.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I kind of.
So I'm just gonna hit the highlights for me at least. If you guys would like to call anything out, just call it out. Rataton, the game by the makers of the Patapon, is they showed a trailer for that. Demo out for it already. Played the demo. It's great. I really like what I'm seeing so far. Deviates a little bit from the Patapon formula in certain ways that only people who actually care about Patapon would care about. It's getting kind of review bombed on Steam a little bit because of that, and I think it's like they're going for a more modern take on what Patapon was. Patapon, like, I don't think these people account for the years that have gone by since Patapon came out when they're putting these reviews out. So I played the demo for probably like an hour, and it's a solid iteration on a foundation that's already built that they sort of take in a different direction and make their own interesting thing out of. I will be very interested to see it in its proper 1.0 state. But I really like the demo from what I played of it. Next big one for me was Den of Wolves. That's the is it Starbreeze? It's the guys who made GTFO and Payday, like the original Payday guys. And it's
10 Chambers.
It's essentially 10 Chambers. That's right. It's essentially futuristic Payday is what it looks like. It's Payday maybe 100 years in the future, and
Which they kind of talked about during the conference for it. They're like, yeah, it's like if we could have done Payday in the future instead of in the present.
Yeah, pretty much. He was just like, there's a lot of tech and a lot of video game stuff that we could put in here that doesn't work in a modern setting, and now that we have it in a future setting, we think it plays a lot more entertainingly. Engine Fall I have marked on here. I forget exactly what that was, but it looked neat. Let me pull up.
Engine Fall was a multiplayer PvP shooter. Craft fight scheme. It looked pretty good. It was the one with I think it was the multiplayer with classes. You had there was like the dude that looked like the captain, and then you had like the engineer and stuff. Is what it felt like, but I don't know if that's actually the case.
This did look really neat. This is so it's like people that are trying to take something from a train or fuck with a train in some way, and people who stay on the train and prevent the fuckery.
Yes. That's right. It was basically heist the train.
Yeah. So yeah, I am very interested to play some of that. They have a playtest running from the 13th to the 15th of June. So I want to check that out during the playtest, see how that is. Mandrake, which I have marked down here as Stardew but creepy, which is indeed.
It's made by the guys who made Sunless Seas and Sunless Skies.
Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
Fall Better Games. It looks pretty neat. That was one of the big takeaways from the PC gaming show for me. Along with
really Eldritch horror kind of tone to their games.
I'm always here for that, and I'm here for Stardew style games. So this sort of blend seems interesting. This giant fucking creepy horrific creature that they show seems neat, and I'm all about whatever direction this might be going. There's also some like murder mystery aspects of it, I believe.
I think the story is kind of murder mystery.
Yeah. The other one for me was another train game, Railborn, where you're just born on the train and building it and
Raft,
and
but
moving
on train.
around. Yeah. And it just that looks really cool from a multiplayer survival game perspective. I like the idea of like being on a moving thing that you're constantly building. Just seems very, very interesting to me.
Train raft, so we don't have to worry about your thalassophobia or getting extremely seasick when it gets wavy out.
Yeah. Busbound is the bus driving simulator that they showed, and that looks
That's Railborn, but on a
good.
bus.
Yeah, like way better than I would have ever expected this thing to look.
I mean, it's from the guys who made Bus Driver Simulator or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like Saber's involved in it in some way.
Oh, it's not okay. I had this one mixed up with the one where you build a bus.
No, this is the one where you're driving the bus around town and picking people up. It just seems interesting to me. I don't know why. I'm not usually into these types of like very literal sim style games, but for some reason this one just like there's something
Drive the
about
city
it
bus.
that just gets me. I don't know. It looks neat. So Busbound, and then the last one for me from that was Void Breaker, which I don't remember exactly what that is. So let's see.
Void/Breaker.
Oh no, I didn't remember. I just played the demo for this. This is this shooter that was made by one guy that's just feels really fucking good. Here's a Neo 3 trailer since we didn't watch a Neo 3 trailer. While we wait for the Void Breaker trailer to load. Neo 3 looks very red. Like the whole thing looks
it's always very red and black, like extremely red and black.
Okay.
Like that's the aesthetic they are going for, and they lean into it hard.
This Voidbreaker has some like Portal vibes, has destructive environments. It's run based, like it's a roguelike shooter where you are moving really quickly, grinding on rails, shooting things, using powers. Like there's a lot going on, and it feels really good. The demo is out for it. I would recommend checking it out. It's interesting. It seems like it's going to go places, and I'm excited for it.
I got so many demos to play.
For 1.0. Yeah, same. There, like almost every game that they showed at this had demos tied to it, and it just seems wild to me that
we did skip FBC Firebreak. which looks pretty
Ooh,
good.
I was leaving that for
wait.
Christopher, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Spoiler
sure,
alert.
I'm sure
Spoiler
we
alert.
talked
I'm
about it
super
already
excited
too.
for it.
I think we talked about it the last PlayStation thing that happened, but
We may
um,
have. Yeah.
but yeah, it's the control game with
Coming out next
like
week.
yeah, yeah, it looks good. I'm excited to see it in action.
They for you guys, for everybody actually, they just released a breakdown of the actual like gameplay, like what to expect in,
Mhm.
from that game today. So if you are interested, go check it out. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. Gives you an idea like what the game is going, like on a moment to moment what it's going to be about.
All right, it's your guys' turns. That's all. That's all the stuff that I thought was interesting from the PC gaming show. Anything you wanted to call out?
Val?
Arcane Eats looks interesting. That was the deck builder feed the Guy Fieri
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
that one. Voyagers of Nira, Pal World but without pals. Um, the Pathfinder Abomination Vaults might be decent. Have to check that out, I think. Wheel World, I think, was the only other real one, and Wanderberg, which Wanderberg is the moving castle simulator.
Wheel World is the bicycle one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I played the demo for that. It was okay. It's literally just like ride a bike around and race it. So if you like bike riding, it's all right. I would say it's not that fun of a video game. I got kind of bored with it, and I was only playing the
Yeah.
demo.
Yeah. Then that's absolutely fair.
But I mean, check out the demo for yourself and give it a go. Is my recommendation to folks. Don't take my word for it, or do. Your call. Whatever you want.
Yeah, so for me, touching on a couple, like most of the ones you've already talked about, I like a lot of what you're recommending. FBC Firebreak, already said. There was one other one, Dispatch. That looks really cool. I like what they're doing with that. That's from the same team that made like Wolf Among Us and things like that. It's not Telltale Games, but a lot of those folks worked on it. It's a game where you're a superhero dispatcher, and you're basically
yeah.
like dispatching your version of like the Suicide Squad, like the worst superheroes, villains turned heroes. You assign them to like activity around the city. But there's like a whole narrative that goes along with who your main
You
character
need to
is.
like make their strategy for them and stuff too, right? Like it seemed like that was
Yeah.
a thing. Like
Well,
you go
each one of
here,
them.
you do this.
Well, yeah, and each one of these team members have their own strengths and weaknesses, their own personality traits that you might send them on one mission, but like their personality and their skills don't jive with it, so they fail the mission or cause collateral damage or make a problem for you. Your goal is to assign the best person for the best job, and that expands on the story. There's a demo out
There's a
for it.
demo. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
touched it yet. I have it downloaded,
yeah.
but I haven't gotten
I
to it.
just downloaded it today, so I'm like very here for it. But that looks really fascinating. I like games like that where your choices have consequences. Um,
The art looks really good too. Oh.
it does. It looks fantastic. Like you're playing a comic book, or a cartoon, I guess, at the anime or whatever. Outside of that, that's really about it. Um, you guys both touched on all the other ones that I would have mentioned.
Yeah, I have a bunch of demos from that for stuff that I was like, I might like this, but I want to play it first because I couldn't tell just at a glance if I would like it or not.
Yeah.
This new trailer they just put out for FBC is interesting looking.
Is this the one that
the
talks about
gameplay
the mechanics?
overview trailer? Yeah.
Yes. Well, both of you should watch that if we're gonna play this game.
It's on right now. have
yeah,
it
the
pulled up
background.
in the background here.
Yeah, it really does give you an idea what to expect. I'm like real excited to play this.
Yeah, they paint. Part of it looks like Payday, where you're putting the difficulty and corruption levels up on the. I mean, I guess part of it is kind of like Payday because it's wave based shooting and
Yeah. There's a lot of customization, like reward based for your runs and things like that. Real lore heavy. So if you know about the control, like the Remedy verse and like what what the FBC is all about, like you get some more, like you get a real sense of like depth of this world. But yeah, it's definitely on my list. I'm hoping it's as good as I expect it to be. Could it end up being a game of the year contender for me, depending on how it turns out.
Yeah. So, do you know, is it difficulty adjusted, or do you have to have a team of 3? Like, do you need? Do they give you AI if you don't have two other people?
I don't know that. No, I don't know that. I'm hoping they do because, like, it'll be helpful. But you need to have like a solid team because the three types of characters all have their own unique abilities and skills.
Sure.
So if you don't take one of the jobs, like the repair guy, if you don't take him, you can still perform his functions. It's just much harder. And there's like a whole mini game. It looks like it uses the bumpers on the controller, like left and right bumper, and it's like a rhythm based almost. So like that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that as it comes out here in the next week and all that.
That sounds like Payday also, where you have like you can everybody can crack the safes, but if you have the guy that can crack them real fast, send that guy to do it.
Yeah, if you got the perk or whatever.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. There's a bunch of games. There were over 160 games that got announced over this past week. So I encourage all listeners, viewers, however you're consuming this, check out at least like a recap to see what sort of games are out there and get at what you like, man. There's a
lot.
It's never been a better time to be a gamer. Honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah, you should definitely spend the hour or two and watch it. I mean, even if you watch it at 1.5 speed and to cut out all the bullshit in the middle, like everybody else talking, but definitely like consume the media. There's a lot there. There's something for everyone, that's for sure. I mean, look at how many, like, even just on our rank, the way we rank them, like, we have so many that people are going to like that game. It's just not a game that you're going to like. Even between us, we've got that where it's like, I'm meh on it, and you guys are like, oh, no, it's going to be great. Or I'm like, oh, that looks really good. And you guys are like, I don't know about that. Like, there's absolutely something for everybody.
Yeah,
for sure. And that's going to be a wrap for the pod for today. We will be back with our actual Sticker Bomb regularly scheduled programming, which is not so regularly scheduled. But, we'll be back at it as soon as we can be. And we'll see you then.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.